with all due respect.
Hey, we're Josh Ortegon and Greg Gaines, and this is With All Due Respect, the show where we keep it real about health, fitness, and performance. From weight loss to sports development, we're covering the conversations that matter.
Follow us on Instagram at Phenom Fitness, PHNM Fitness, and visit www.phenomfit.com to check out our training programs, coaching, and gear built for real results. Let's get into it.
All right, here we are. We are live. We started to have a conversation, then we just clicked record.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. Can you hear Rufus in the background, by the way?
Rufus.
He's doing his puzzle, his simulation puzzle that has treats inside of it. Because his breed is so high energy that they have to be simulated in so many different ways. But this one's like a sniff and find simulation. He'll do like his play stimulation, running, walking, sniffing outside. I have to do so much with him. The tire him out.
You're in-person training people in Charleston.
Kinda. Yeah, I have 1.5. I'll say I have 1.5 in-person clients right now. So I have one that
but you haven't been
what's
there
up?
long.
No, and I kind of just kicked that back off. So yeah, we were just talking about I have a girlfriend that uses Thumbtack that's been in the fitness world for a long time. And so I just started a Thumbtack to see what it would bring. Because your studio reach and your Instagram reach and stuff, it's only so much.
Yeah.
And I already got a lead from that. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
How do you I really think, there's a lot of content out right now and people who are very high up in this industry who rightfully so criticize people who got in really good shape and then start training people online.
Yeah.
Never train and coach people in person. And all of a sudden they're coaching people online. And listen, you're always going to have that, right?
Yeah.
Always going to have stuff like that, and being able to actually coach somebody in person, and then I think we're so deceived by social media that we think people that look great have all the right answers.
Well, I mean, totally.
Yeah.
That's but that's to anything. It's not just fitness. It's like beauty bloggers and lifestyle bloggers and all those things too. It's like, I want to look like that. So I'm going to follow your page in order to look like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it's normally not possible for you to look the same exact way.
Yeah. And these people have high amount of people that follow them. And I'm seeing, I don't know if that's the algorithm just showing me stuff or what it's showing me, but it's shown me a lot of these coaches have trained people online, but they've also trained people in person for a long time. That's why I think it's cool that you still in this industry train people in person, offer that to people, because that's a real challenge to find people that actually coach people in person.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I do it for other people, but I also do it for myself. I took a year off and when I moved out west and I wasn't training anybody in person and I was missing something, I was missing a piece of my coaching. And I know you probably feel that same way too. It's like being in front of people is fun. Like working out with people is fun. Teaching somebody how to do something is fun. Watching them progress over time in their weightlifting, that's fun. You don't get to see that when you're coaching online. You get to see snippets of it. Like occasionally somebody will send you a video. You'll see people log their weights in their spreadsheets. You'll see people log their progress pictures or their weigh-ins in their spreadsheets, but you don't get to see that every single week. You don't get to see them face to face. And so it's fun to be a part of that.
I know a lot of people who will hybrid. They'll work at a facility, they'll train somebody 1 day a week, but then program them for their other 2 or 3 days and work on their nutrition online. And then, or see them twice a month in person and coach them.
Yep.
And I think that's really, really smart. There are, tons and tons and tons of limitations to coaching online. I mean, the benefit for people for coaching online is it's not as expensive as coaching in person,
Hmm.
right? Um, you can, but there are people that I work with that will have issues with exercises.
Hmm.
And I tell them straight up that that is the limitation of online coaching is being able to be right in front of somebody and cueing them through exercises and cueing them through workouts. That's why I think it's so important um, to have some sort of tracking system that people use if you coach them online.
Hmm. Totally have to.
So you can see weights they're using, you can see nutritional habits. But there are tons and tons and tons of limitations to coaching people in person. If you're a really, really, really busy person, though, online coaching is probably the best route for you because it's going to be hard for some of those people to find consistent times to work with a coach and train with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's definitely like the perfect type of client for in person versus online. Like I have a client that travels every other week and she's gone like a Tuesday to Friday. There's just not enough time in her day to go and see somebody, but she's very dedicated to her fitness routine. So she'll do it on her own. She'll do like, some days she has 20 minutes, some days she has an hour. It's normally like a 30 to 40-minute thing in the morning. She gets it done really early or really late at night, and then we work online together. But she came to me already dedicated to her fitness routine. She was like, I'm good on that part. I just need help with my food.
Yeah, and those are always the people that do the most change. Man, it's so hard to work with somebody who's completely out of it from a nutrition and fitness perspective. I
Hmm.
I see two sides. A lot of those people will have an all or nothing mentality
Hmm.
where if they can't go all in, and I've even had people tell me, "It's like, yeah, Josh, I just can't do it if I got to go all in."
Mm.
I'm like, no, you don't, right? So I'll get the people that quit because they feel like they got to go all in. They can't go all in. They get discouraged and they quit.
Hmm.
Or I get the complete other side of it. They don't realize the patience and the consistency that has to go for a long time when they say things like, "Oh God, I just haven't. I've been so consistent for 6 weeks."
Uh,
Right?
okay.
And then, you have a tracking system that most of the time shows them that they haven't been consistent for 6 weeks. Um, they are grabbing mindless snacks here and there. They are missing more workouts than they think here and there. And they're not consistent as they are.
Hmm.
Um, I also see people who I have a client right now that's lost 9 pounds in the first 28 days. And he's a bigger guy,
Hmm.
right? He's a bigger guy. Say that little nose.
I know, he's so cute.
Oh, he's a jerk. Uh, they and he's already done the math. He's like, all right, Josh, 9 pounds in a month? Man, I could be down 27 pounds by Christmas
Hmm.
because he sees 9 pounds the first month and he's just like, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'll lose 9 pounds a month for the rest of my life. And that kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
And managing that expectation because what happens is he'll go like a week when he starts leveling off and he won't lose any weight. And then they'll say things like, something, I got to change something. No, man, you don't. You just got to keep clicking, just keep moving. So, online does bring two different sides of people. The
Yeah.
or nothing, or why don't I look like that guy in the magazine after a month?
Yeah. And that can be the hard part too with online, like just like you're talking about, is when clients hit that like plateau. I just did this plateau. They it starts to get sometimes harder to stay disciplined for a certain period of time because you're not seeing them in person, right? So sometimes it can feel like you're chasing them down a little bit. And I get the plateau feeling. That sucks. Like It totally sucks to get to a place and be like, okay, why am I stagnant?
Mhm.
But you have to listen to your coach when you're like, okay, this is the next step that we do. Because your plan is going to get harder. It can't stay the same.
And it is hard for people to sometimes hear a coach say, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. They think you're going to come back with some magic trick on how to do it. And I'm like, no, you just got to, like, after a month of coaching somebody through the process, the coaching cue becomes, hey, man, you just got to keep plugging and doing,
Yeah.
plugging and doing. And sometimes people don't, I have a client right now that's on her, I coach that in 28-day cycles
Mm-hmm.
through the consistency calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And a lot of these have been people who bought the book and saw the mindset part, and they'll ask me, "Hey, the book you guys wrote, what's the most important part?" And I said the mindset side and the habit tracking side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's not the workouts, it's not the how to figure out your macros. It's literally the mindset side you got to take into it, and then tracking your consistency second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Two most important things. Mindset and accountability. And she is on uh, she just started her third 28-day cycle. And her common message is, um, I know I have to be patient. And then she's always shocked at how effective it's been not making drastic changes, but just being consistent to those little changes. Like
Mm-hmm.
first month, she protein, fiber, and walking.
Mm-hmm.
That literally was that's it for the first 28 days, maybe 5 or 6 pounds. And then the second 28 days were she started going to the Planet Fitness. We wrote her a workout. It's 30 to 40 minutes every time. It's a full body with machines and some dumbbells.
Yep.
And I told her that the habit of going to the gym is more important to me than the actual workout I write you.
Totally. 100%.
And I said, so now she's adding resistance training. And it's funny, um, she does judo where I do jujitsu, and she'll see me,
Mm-hmm.
she'll take me to the back, like, am I doing this right? And she'll show me the exercise. And like, she couldn't even do ab twists at first. She couldn't do split squat lunges because of the balance and the strength. And, she couldn't do Russian twists because we had to start with both feet on the ground. And then we get one foot off the ground. Then we put the other foot off the ground. Then we took, right? But
I still do my Russian twist. My feet are on the ground.
yeah,
But it's not because I can't hold them up. It's because my tailbone's so long that it hurts when I pull both my feet up.
yeah. You got like a tail, got a tail back.
Yeah, I have a full tail. But no, that's like that is something that people forget or people may just not even realize is that plans change. It's gonna get harder. I work with some women, like a lot of the women I signed on in the last intake of clients that I did was the women that already had a dedicated fitness routine. They just needed some help with their nutrition. And I have one woman I'm working with, and I've got her at maintenance calories because her goal was to have body recomp. And I was like, well, we're not going to do that in a deficit, so we're going to do maintenance.
Does
And
she already
she,
have muscle?
yes, not a ton of muscle. It was more like fine tuning what she needed, but she's been under eating, not severely, but definitely under eating for the amount of exercise that she does. Um, so I was like, I just want to test you out at maintenance and just see how you feel. Feels worlds better, first and foremost, which is always my favorite feedback.
Under
But
eating, how many calories do you think she was eating?
before I'd say between like 16 and 1700. I've got her up a little bit over 2000 right now. So again, not like severely under eating, just a little bit of under fueling for the amount of activity that she does. So she like plays tennis a couple times per week. She does Peloton ride, she lifts, like she's very, very active. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with your activity, but if you want to maintain your activity and you want to look the way you want to look, we're going to have to eat more food.
Yeah.
And she was telling me, she's like, I'm really struggling because I have a girlfriend that's like, you know, postpartum and she's lost like 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks. And I was your goal weight loss? And she was like, no, not really. And I was like, right. So don't listen to that.
You
You know,
breastfeed?
it's not the same. Well, this is her friend. But yes, I'm like, yeah, if you have a postpartum friend, they're obviously gonna, you know, when they start changing their
Yeah, come
diet, they're
on, man.
probably gonna lose a good amount of weight.
Let's add
Um,
context of those 5 pounds, right?
yeah, but I was like, send me your next set of progress pictures. It's been a month.
Mm.
I'm like, you look like you've lost 5 pounds.
God, dude, progress pictures are another one of those things that it's like pulling teeth for people, like trying to get people to
Hmm.
weigh daily. So with women, I'll tell them, I don't need to see your progress pictures. They're not for me
Hmm.
because they'll be like, oh, it's embarrassing. I said, don't share them with anybody.
Yeah.
Literally, how you do progress pictures, and this is what I tell people, hit the video button, video yourself for 10 seconds, video yourself, turn your back, video yourself, screenshot,
Yep.
and there they are. Or
Uh-huh.
take videos of yourself, right? And man, again, I had a woman, the same woman I told you is on her third 28 days, she took progress pictures. And she's like, I've lost weight, but nothing's changed. And then she sent the progress pictures. I'm like, you have a waistline.
Hmm.
Like, you didn't have a waistline before, right? Like, progress pictures are so important. And progress pictures are so hard for some women because it's the truth, right?
Yeah, and you never feel like you look like that in your clothes.
Listen, I am the king of taking before pictures and being like, "Ugh, what am I doing?" And then take his and when I'm week 13, I did 8 weeks of a cut, and I'm week 13 of titrating back up to maintenance calories. I went slow because the weirdest thing happened in those 8 weeks. I cut out processed foods, and then I talked to Mike, and he's like, "Dude, you're eating very little gluten and wheat."
Yeah,
And then I added some of that back, and my stomach was
hurt.
wrecked. I'm
Yep.
talking wrecked. And where I'd wake up bloated, like my ring wouldn't come off, my Aura ring. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I added just something stupid. And he's like, yeah, man, you probably dealt with that forever. Just you ate so clean for 8 weeks. And I did my before pictures and then post pictures. And even Rachel was like, you just went from like really lean to like really, really lean.
Hmm.
She's like, you just tightened up. Like you don't, it's not like it's stupid that you look at yourself and think you need to go. And I just wanted to do it to do it.
Well, that's the hard part too, is like you get to that place where you've kind of reached your physique goals. Like you don't really have that much you want to change about yourself, but you do feel like you need to consistently challenge yourself.
Yeah. And I
I
lost
get
10
that.
pounds in 8 weeks, which is
Yeah,
pretty, it went from 218 to 208.
yeah,
And I did. I went from lean to like probably under 10%.
yeah.
Like lean, lean, like veiny lean.
Hmm.
Um, and I kept looking like, you see a difference? See a difference? And Rachel's like, yeah, you went from like lean to shred, like pretty lean to like really, really lean.
Hmm.
But what I did when I came off, I was at 26 to 2,700 calories on non-lift days, and then 29 to 3,000 calories on lift days.
Right.
And then I went to 3,000 calories on non-lift days and 3,300 calories on lift days. But I did not change the type of food I ate. I literally just added more of the food I was doing. And getting to that calorie intake of 3,300 of like cottage cheese was the only dairy I was doing. I was almost doing no wheat gluten, almost all
Hmm.
mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, oats, fruit, vegetables, leafy green vegetables. To get to 3,300 calories was pretty hard.
Through clean food, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
hard. Do you do jujitsu? Do you do jujitsu on the same days that you
No,
work out or opposite days?
those are off days. So
Okay.
I lift 3 days a week, do jujitsu 3 days a week, and have Sunday as a nothing day.
Yeah.
And Sunday as a nothing day, I actually got my calories back down like 24, 2,500 on nothing days. Mostly because I am so hungry on my lift days.
Yeah, I am too.
Ridiculous how hungry I am. So on Sundays, I just wasn't hungry. And I was like, man, I hit my protein goal. I'm not hungry. It's 2,500 calories. Like, be done with it. But also, my calorie intake, when you're new at, Mike talks about this. You know how we always kind of make fun of people that track their calories burned through exercise
Hmm.
and how that number means absolutely very little. Like, you could not be used to like doing a spin class and then you walk in and do a spin class for 40 minutes and you're going to blow through. Dude, it's going to be brutal for you.
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you're used to doing a spin class and you do a spin class, it's not going to be as hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is a lot like that. You can be at a black belt level in jiu-jitsu or just be someone that's very experienced in jiu-jitsu. And because your technique is so good and you're so used to it, your energy expenditure is not as high.
Yeah.
Take a brand new person on the street who's been, even if it's only been doing jiu-jitsu like 3 months, 6 months, you throw them into an open mat for an hour and a half where they're getting like 7 or 8 rolls, they're going to be absolutely blowed and destroyed at the end, sitting in the corner.
That's
Right.
kind of like what we talked about with Tamaya when I was saying you guys like know how to regulate yourselves. Because I would be the same way on a spin bike. I'm same like kind of running, right? Like I know how to make sure I'm minimizing my maximum effort, if that makes sense. Like I can breathe through it. I know when to like draw back a little bit. Whereas, yeah, like somebody who's newer, it's gonna be
Mhm.
like full speed ahead.
Just don't know your pace. So like for
Yeah,
me, I can control my output at jujitsu because I also teach some classes
right.
where I can control my output to where I need it to be.
Yeah.
Right. But I was at 2,600 calories on jujitsu days. Um, so I have a client now that he's going all in, 100% all in on his health. He's always been healthy. I coached him in high school. He's now a professional, works in the medical field. Um, has 2 kids, one on the way, has a special needs kid. And he's like, hey man, my goals are completely different. He's like, I need to make sure I'm here for my family when I'm 50 and 60.
Yeah, that can be a great motivator.
Because I have a special needs kid that's going to rely on us basically for his life. I have 2 kid, one kid and then another kid on the way. And he got some questionable blood work. And his cholesterol was so low that it says I knew he sent me his numbers like, oh, look how low that cholesterol is. I was like, I bet your testosterone's low. And his testosterone came back as like stupid low. High stressed, 200-pound person living off 19 to 2,100 calories a day,
Oh,
works out
makes
3
me
days a
sick.
week, lifts, and does 2 long runs a week.
I was about to say a day.
Very active, dude. And like we had the conversation. I met him in the middle that we slowly need to increase his fat intake, get a lot more blood work done, and then get his calories up to 25, 26. Well, he bought an Aura ring, and the Aura ring looked at it and pounded out that he was still under eating. And he's like, man, you were right. Even my Aura ring's like, he's like, I need to be close to like 3,000. I'm like, yeah, dude. But he's so worried about being fat, gaining weight, all that. And the stress he was putting his body on by traveling every week for work,
Yep.
stress at home,
Yep.
exercise, doesn't get great sleep, and now he's killing his body with low caloric intake. But we finally slowly worked him up, got him on some supplements, increased his fat intake of the good fats, increased his calorie intake. He was doing like really high intensity circuits 2 days a week. We cut that out and gave him like some zone 2 longer, more relaxation cardio, still lifts 3 days a week and are addressing his sleep. And I mean, that's really health.
Hmm.
It's not, yeah, he doesn't need to lose weight. He was
No, that's, I
really amazed
mean,
at the number of habit changes. He thought he was doing everything right.
yeah. That's the thing. That's kind of what we talked about a couple episodes ago, but you can't always put weight loss at the forefront of your mind when you feel like that. You can't. You
Yeah.
can't. And I just think like as a society, whether it's pressure or whatever, like we talk so much about losing weight and being fit and all this stuff. And I get it. Like I want to like the way I look in the mirror too, but we cannot put our sole focus on weight loss when our blood work is coming back looking the way his did, or when we're feeling like shit and stressed all the time. And I just wish more people would understand the common versus normal thing where it's like, yeah, it's common for you to feel that way, but it's not normal for you to feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah. You've seen people joke about, how much pain do you live in? And they're like, well, I mean, the normal amount of pain. Well, pain
Hmm.
ain't normal, like,
It's
right?
not normal. Yeah.
And then, there's some things, I mean, I live in some pain and discomfort strictly because I do a sport that kills me, right? I have elbows or something going on, right? Hip. But what it takes us back to is the importance of getting your blood work done has been something that we've back. And listen, I don't have phenomenal blood work, but I know the lifestyles I do keeps my blood work there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you this, I'm not getting, I'm not falling down the trap of getting on a medication, then getting on another medication, it ain't happening. I'll give my, shut up, doc. I tell you what, dude, don't even,
Don't
not,
even ask me about it.
don't even, I don't need you. And that's why I only need a doctor to prescribe medicine when I'm sick.
Correct.
Literally, I have a sinus infection. I need an antibiotic. That's all I need you for. I don't need you for anything else. That's
Yeah.
it. If I could go to Mexico and Canada and get antibiotics, I don't need you at all.
No, I feel that way a lot
There's
of the
no
time.
value you give to me when it comes to my health that you're going to give me
Hmm.
zero value, right? And
Hmm.
that's in a lot of areas of that. It's especially there on the orthopedic side or the sports medicine side with the orthopedic. I only need you to perform surgery and order x-rays and MRIs because I can't, a doctor
When
needs,
I need it, when I need it though.
if I need surgery, do the surgery and then get out of the equation. I don't need you, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care
Hmm.
about your opinion, right? We put the orthopedic in the middle of sports medicine when the dude needs to be on the edge.
Yeah.
And I don't like, I can't walk in and get an MRI. I just need you to order it, right? That's it. Do the surgery as good as you can, and then I don't ever need you again, right?
Hmm.
Like my family practice person, many few how few people now have their own primary care doctor, and I don't even think that's a bad thing all the time, unless you start getting to the age like after 40, you got to get the test, right?
Hmm.
Right, and ordering like basic blood work to see like they don't exist. Like that person is the doc in the box.
Hmm.
Most people, right?
Hmm.
Because like I don't need you. And what they're trying to do is trying to make you feel like you have to have them. And you don't.
Well, I would argue they're probably feeling the competition of like functional health practitioners and functional health holistic doctors, naturopathic
Or they're
doctors.
intimidated by people's own um like my wife went and see perimenopause and went to see a hormone doctor.
Hmm.
I'm that dude's worst nightmare, bro. Like literally, right? Because I'll arm her with what to say, what to ask, and what to do, and advocate for herself.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with looking at your doctor and be like, "Hey, thank you for your perception on that and for your recommendations, but I'm going to look to see what's best for me."
Right.
Because I've had enough. The famous story that I have told 1,000 people is my friend that went to a doctor and LDLs were 104, high, anything over 100 LDL was high.
Hmm.
Whey protein, took creatine, lifted weights, ate high protein, whey protein. This doctor came at him with You need to get off creatine. Anything above 5 grams is not. Quit taking whey protein, and you need to go more plant-based and eat less meat and protein. And then offered him a statin.
Of
And I'm
course.
like, dude, that guy's a retard, bro. Get him out. That he is. He needs that doctor. Remember when we told Mike of that story, and Mike goes, "Do you know his name?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't know his name. I'm not going to ask my guy's name because I don't want him like, um, I'm trying to dox this dude, right?" Mike's like, "Well, I'm just keeping a list of doctors to never refer people to,
Hmm.
and doctors I should refer people to. That dude needs to be on the don't refer list." And I have worked with, and I got to be careful how I go about it. I can't tell you how many people I've had conversations with, I've worked with, I've talked to that say, "Hey, man, what should I ask? Questions should I ask this doctor? A, B, C, and D."
Hmm.
And I'm telling you, it all goes back to these doctors getting better reimbursements and keeping you as a patient, more drugs, more drug. It's ridiculous what's going on, right? And it's so bad. I have a friend of mine who works for a big hospital on the sports medicine side of stuff that they do. And this dude is a great dude. Like he's a great, great dude. I would 100% have this dude on our podcast. He's a friend of mine. He hung around my facility when he got started in his career in strength and conditioning all the time. And he's an
Hmm.
awesome guy. But he works for the enemy, in my opinion. And we had a conversation. I said, "Hey man," because we're talking about referring kids and talking more and getting more of involved with this place. I said, "Man, I'll tell you this. It's not you." I said, "I love you. I know your heart. I know what you're trying to do. I don't trust the system you work for because I've seen kids get passed from just they get caught in the system and all of a sudden it's all this physical therapy and all this imaging and meet with the doctor and this appointment and this thing 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 and this thing. And then they get lost in what we call the black hole and parents just keep running with it. And before you know it, they've been put through the whole system. They've been
Spending thousands.
worth of thousands and thousands and thousands of unneeded imaging,
Hmm.
unneeded physical therapy. And I said, "It's not you, man. I love you. I don't trust the system in which you work for."
Yeah.
And he and I are cool. We're good enough friends that I can speak that way. And he can, even if I'm wrong, he can tell me, like, "I think you're wrong." And his end response was like, "Hey, man, I'll be honest with you. I totally get it." He goes, "I'm trying to change it." I said, "Buddy, I hope you do. I mean, that's a heavy boulder to push up the hill.
Hmm.
I don't think you can. Call me, we all know I'm cynical, right? Uh, we all know I'm
But
skeptic.
there's, I mean, there are like changes starting to occur. Like
Oh,
with
tell,
just
tell me
with,
about those. What do you see?
I think I haven't been inside an orthopedist office forever, so I couldn't tell you. But like on the hospital side, but you're starting to see many of these like PT and chiropractor offices that are not attached to the hospital, and they're growing in numbers, you
And the
know?
hospital just
It
overwhelmed.
is.
They
It is.
monster absorbs it like an amoeba.
But it's slow, right? And the more that we can practice teaching, like I had a client get injured, and I'm like, do not go to your hospital PT. Go to this physical therapist that I'm recommending to you. And he did. And so the more that we can have those open conversations, whether it's people working in the hospital or outside the hospital, it's going to catch on,
Hmm.
right? And you have a ton of people that are like using huge platforms on Instagram and TikTok to be like, that is not physical therapy. That is not how we operate anymore as physical therapists. It's going to happen. It's just going to take time.
You know how many people I've saved time, energy, money? A kid gets a grade one ankle sprain.
Just an ankle
So they
sprain.
want to go to the
Yeah.
doc in the box.
Hmm.
Doc in the box sends them to an orthopedic.
Hmm.
Orthopedic orders an X-ray. Now they
Hmm.
get back to an X-ray, they get an MRI. Now that showed nothing that went wrong. Now they're in 8 weeks of physical therapy. That's a complete clown show. They see an
Hmm.
orthopedic, they see a physical therapist once, and then they're passed on to like this 22-year-old tech that's working
Yep.
with 6 people at the same time. Meanwhile, you're over there trying to stand on a BOSU ball, wasting your freaking time and energy. And the parent thinks, well, the doctor said that. And I sent that person to a physical therapist, or a PT, did a full eval, got him like 3 or 4 exercises, explained the process, saw him like 3 times, moves him on, takes him to us, and we get it all the way back. Man, I've done that with a kid that had a neck injury where he had a stinger and it blocked the nerve. These doctors are ordering all of these things. I need imaging from here. Nope, we got to do another MRI from here. We got him with a person outside of that network that's a neurologist that was like, no, I see it in one MRI. No, let's do this for physical therapy, get the strength back. Kid was back playing football.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just that's happening more and more often because people like you and I, who have worked with a good team of physical therapists, are able to see that and pass that on to the people that we know. It's happening. Like people in our industry that take good care of themselves and keep up with the science of things. Like we are telling people to go see people that are worth going to see.
Who's the girl we had on a long time ago talked about sports injuries for girls?
Erica?
Yeah, should she get married? Is it Mulholland now? It was like Erica Suter. Now she got married.
I don't know.
I think she got married because
I
somehow
think she was married.
well, did she just go as a no, she's whatever.
I don't know.
But um she was on our podcast. Her last name changed. Whatever. She got married now. I think it's Mulholland now. Go find her on Twitter. She's very active on Twitter. Works with tons of female athletes. We had her on. Maybe if I remember, I'll post our episode with her. Um, she talks so much about working with female athletes
Hmm.
who get a knee injury,
Hmm.
go through the rehab process. They get clinically rehabbed. The orthopedic goes, "You're cleared." They return straight back to sports and hit themselves hurt all the time after that.
Yeah. Yep.
The family
We're
will
gonna
go,
have,
well, we'll have, well, doctor said they're cleared. I said, I
yeah.
don't care. I just need that guy for the surgery. I've had that happen so many times. Great aha moment where a girl had surgery. She came to me. She's now a physical therapist, actually. She tore her ACL. She came to us. She came to us for a return to play. The orthopedic cleared her. I did some functional testing on her and some testing on her that gave true data that's like she's still asymmetrical. She's not ready. And the doctor was like, well, the graft's healed and she's strong and she passed the Biodex test. We're clearing her to go play. The parents were so involved in soccer, they're like, all right, we're going to go play. We're going to go play. We're doing it. We're good. The doctor said we're good. And the parents pulled up, well, they're a doctor. I mean, they know more than you. I'm like, okay. Like 4 months later, extreme big time patella tendonitis. 4 months later, retore. And you know what I did? Completely threw it back in the orthopedic's face.
Hmm.
You're wrong. You're responsible. That's on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That outcome,
Absolutely.
that outcome is on you. Another situation where I did a bunch of functional testing on these basketball girls. Mom was a doctor. I did this testing. This girl was like 13 to 15% asymmetrical to the point that like that one leg like went valgus. It was weak, like there were problems. I went to the mom and said, hey, your daughter is at high risk. I really think she needs to start doing some strength and conditioning. Girl goes to a friend of hers that's an orthopedic, that is the team orthopedic for a very popular program here in town. Orthopedic goes, she's fine. 6 months later, she tore her ACL. I'm not,
But they learned, like they learned.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I'm right. Right.
Right.
And I remember just when she tore it, the family like almost wanted to have nothing to do with me. Like
They think that you wish that bad juju on her.
so butt hurt, didn't want to say anything, completely went to somebody else for training, completely went to a whole different route because, and I mean, I just like, I told you.
Hmm.
She's at high risk. She's super asymmetrical. You can see it when she walks, you see it when she jumps and lands. The hop and stop testing was off. Everything was off. She's at risk. She needs to strengthen to prevent. 6 months later, tore ACL. Completely devastated, ruined her basketball career.
And young. What you said she was what,
Years
14?
old. Mom was a family doc, right? And I remember just being like, try to tell you. Well,
That's so unfortunate.
we got a friend that's an orthopedic and he says she's fine. Okay, moving on. Thumbs up. 2 + 2 = 5.
But that again, like how long ago was that?
12 years ago.
Yeah, like I do, it's going to be a slow process, but I do think things are changing. And it's, again, it's being talked about a lot on the internet. So, I mean, I just saw, I think it was Time wrote a post on strength training
Yeah.
just recently.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if there's stats I always throw out. I don't know if they're true anymore. Like, the stat that say 70% of kids quit sports by the time they're 13. That's
Yeah,
from like a study in like 2007.
I would think it's more by
You
now.
think so? And sometimes I throw that stat out and I'm like, and you see people write articles, they throw that out and I'm like, yeah, is it still that way like 18 years later? I don't know. But
Yeah,
I know that there has never been more awareness around injury prevention now, especially like ACL prevention and for girls soccer. I'm just throwing these out there. Girls soccer,
yeah,
ACL prevention, and the throwing arm for baseball for boys. There's
yeah.
been more research in the history of our world on those two things, but yet the injury rate keeps climbing.
Hmm.
So you can't tell me, just like in health and fitness, education doesn't equal action,
Yeah.
right? We know that. We know that education does not change behavior.
Hmm.
Culture, environment are going to be prime movers of habit change,
Hmm.
or education is, right? And we have more injuries in girls' knees and more injuries in arms on a rise. And we've been more educated about that topic now than we've ever been.
Yeah.
Still
I'm
keep,
excited for next week because we'll bring Ryan on, who's my
yeah,
friend that's a physical therapist. And that was my number one thing that I wanted to talk to him about was just injuries in the knees for women, for girls. So I'm excited to talk through that because I think it's still prevalent as you get older. Like I hurt my knee, like my knees feel hurt
yeah.
all the time.
I
So
think,
it'll be interesting to talk about that.
yeah, I think you can. There's so many things. I mean, kids are becoming less and less and less healthy.
Hmm.
So a weak overweight female athlete's probably going to get hurt more.
Hmm.
They're in baseball for me. They're just year-round abuse, right? I mean, I think somebody can look this up, but I think the stat for the average Tommy John surgery is like dropping drastically every year for the age they're getting it. Um, the arm injury, the overuse injury, um, the push to keep year-round sports and only playing one sport forever is just the lie that kids are told, that you're going to fall behind and you're not going to get your D1 right, and you're going to fall behind other people if you don't play year-round. Listen, those people, anybody that pushes sports specialization for your child doesn't care about your child.
Hmm. They care about winning.
They care about winning and they care about keeping your dollar
Yeah.
inside their organization. It's about the sports dollar. That's all they care about. They don't care about the
Hmm.
development of their kid,
Hmm.
right? But I think we're so far down the black hole of youth sports that like I don't see anything changing it.
No, there's too much money in it now. So that's like, through all the episodes that we did, if you're gonna sports specialize, just make your hobby strength training.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is a way to only play one sport. Because like, if a kid comes to me and is like, hey, I want to be great at just baseball, I don't like anything else. That doesn't mean you're going to compete in baseball year round.
Yeah.
It means you're going to monitor your sport practice, sport volume, and sport training through the year, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I'm working with a professional baseball player right now who's been off since early mid-September,
Hmm.
late September, and like he's not going in the cage or picking up a baseball bat until November.
Yeah. Good for you.
And this is a guy that exceeds at a high level. But he did say, I remember the first year he got drafted out of high school. And after he went to short season, he came back and he sat down with his meet. They have end of year meetings all the time.
Hmm.
And they said, well, what's the end of year meeting? He's like, Coach, they shut me down for 6 to 8 weeks. And he went through a real hard mental side of how do I not do anything for 6 to 8 weeks? He tried to explain to them and went back to them. He's like, hey guys, I'm not just trying to be good, I'm trying to be great. How does taking 6 to 8 weeks off help me? Like not in the cage and not throwing a ball. And I explained to him, I was like, hey man, I tell you, when June rolls around, you're gonna be so glad you had those 6 to 8 weeks. Now it's like he gets the 6 to 8 weeks, he's like, oh, can't wait. Like for my body to reheal and cover,
Hmm.
be bigger, stronger, and feel better. So even those people that are playing the highest level go through the ebbs and flows of training volume over time to the point of shutting it down to ramping it up and all that kind of stuff. But man, we don't do that with our kids.
No, no. Like I had like maybe 5 weeks off total,
Yeah,
like throughout the whole year
yeah,
between sport. I mean, I was a multi-sport athlete, so that was a good thing, but like I didn't have time off. I wasn't allowed to take time off. My parents were like, you're gonna play a sport or you're gonna do something because you
yeah.
ain't sitting at home.
Um, uh, it is. I just don't think the year-long participation, the professionalization of youth sports, there's too much money in it now. Too
Yeah.
many parents living vicariously through their kids. Uh, the
Well, another thing is like summer camps are helpful for parents, you know? So like if your kid plays a sport, sending them to that summer camp is helpful. Your parents have to work,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know? Like it was always really helpful when I was in sports as a kid, just because I would have to be away from the house. Like nobody would have to be home with me.
yeah.
So, you
I,
know,
I've noticed I had this conversation with a friend of mine who's been involved in youth sports for 25 years. When you have a kid that works in that gets involved in sports, it's always the people who have had their whole life in youth sports that say the least.
hmm.
My Asher's baseball coach, because Asher's brand new at baseball, he's not very good. He'll get better. He's fine. He picked up a bat in June and then started playing like for the first time ever, and then just played a
It's
fall.
hard.
It's hard. He finally realized just being athletic,
Baseball's hard.
yeah, baseball's
Hmm.
hard. And the coach hit me back and he's like, hey, at the end of the season, like I just went to games and sat there. And he's like, hey, just feel like I kind of want to talk to you a little bit. Like, I know Asher bat later on in the lineup and didn't get a ton of at bats and didn't play any infield, played outfield. And, I just wish I had more time to work with him one on one. And kind of almost like, sorry, he didn't play as much. And I said, hey, buddy, I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, my kid really loved playing. He smiled, he had a good time, and we left the field. And like, you taught him his first organized baseball and he had fun.
Hmm.
That's all I sent him this text message. I said, that's all I care about. I don't care. And I appreciate you coaching
Hmm.
because you invested a lot of time outside of work to invest into young kids playing baseball. Thank you. I said that. And I was like, I will. And I finished. I said, dude, I'm never going to be that parent that's sitting there clung to the fence, screaming at my kid and yelling at you as why we didn't like bunt in this position. I said, I can't tell you how much I don't care at 9 years old
Yeah.
because I've been in it. Meanwhile, there's 8 dads at the practice. There's people yelling. I'm watching other games going on. I'm like, these boys are 9 years old, 10 years old. Like, oh my gosh, are we really this? Like, is it really this bad? And I see it too. Like, I see a kid hit a double in 9-year-old fall ball. He stands up and is pounding his chest and doing the shooting the bow and arrow thing. I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing, bro? In youth sports, this is ridiculous. I said, my kid wants to go out there and be with his buddies.
Hmm.
That's all he cares about. And then he's playing flag football. And one of the coaches asked if he wanted to go play with the 10 and 11-year-olds, not the 9-year-olds, 8 and 9-year-olds.
Hmm.
Do you want to go play with the 10 and 11-year-olds? You know what my kid's first? Question was, well, how many of my friends are on the 10, 11 year olds?
Exactly.
And I go, just one, buddy, just one kid, you know. And he goes, well, how many of my friends are on the 8, 9 years old gay team? I'm like 5 or 6. He goes, I just want to play 8, 9 year olds to be with my buddies.
Hmm.
I'm like, thank you. Like, holy cow. Like the kid just gave you the answer,
Hmm.
right? The kid just gave you
Well, I mean, looking back at your sport career, like I don't remember my games when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. I remember high school games, good ones, and
he,
really shitty ones. But other than that, like I don't remember those games.
uh, Perfect Game is a toxic youth sports baseball program.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I looked up on their website just out of curiosity. They rank the top 10 U9 baseball programs in the country.
Oh, give me a break.
I was just like, you guys are idiots. Any parent that falls for this, you're an idiot, dude. If you really like care about the ranking of your U9 baseball team, you got problems. Or if you care about the ranking of your U13 player. I see parents all the time like little Billy's ranked top 100 basketball players U11. Oh my God, dude, you gotta stop. That's
Billy
just,
might not be playing basketball in two
oh,
years.
yeah, or Billy's gonna only play basketball because he knows that you look up the rankings and now he feels he has to.
Hmm.
Like I remember when I had like a kid come to me one time and said, this parent was a baseball coach, played baseball his whole life, and he goes, "Hey, can you talk to my kid? He came to me and said, and the kid was like 14. He doesn't want to play baseball this year. He wants to play soccer with his friends." And I'm like, okay, what do you want from me? He goes, I just think he's going to have more of a career in baseball. I said, career? You're acting like this kid's going to be a rocket scientist and going to go work at NASA. It's baseball. What do you mean career? Like, chances are this career has 3 more years and he's done.
Hmm.
I was like, did you just use the word career in youth sports? And I'm like, yeah, it just breaks my heart. He doesn't want to play baseball. We've invested so much time and money into his baseball. I go, what are you talking about? He's 14.
Hmm.
What are you
I
talking?
just, if you are gonna hold money over your kid's head about where they've played sports, probably just put them in rec. Don't let them sign up for the
Well,
travel
go
team.
invest it and give it to him when they turn 18.
Yeah, yeah, put it in a trust fund. I don't know.
Like, who
That's
is my buddy?
ridiculous.
Who's your buddy that was on our podcast? The guy you met in a bar in Wyoming?
Eddie.
Eddie, that guy's great, right? Talking about
Hmm.
sports culture. And
Yeah.
we originally got interested in because I was listen, you sent me his research. I was literally in the car while my kid practiced flag football.
Hmm.
I'm the dad in the car. Meanwhile, the dads were lining the field watching their kids play. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's cool. It's practice, but oh my gosh. And his research was talking about the demographic of girl that goes on to play college sports.
Hmm.
It's not always the best players. It's the one that can afford travel
Yeah.
and can afford high level to go to these places. Like the average income of the girl who went on to play college soccer was way over $100,000 a year because they were the ones that could afford
Hmm.
to play on the teams that went to go get in front of coaches.
Hmm.
And I've always said this. You can say boys soccer, girls soccer, whatever sport you want to. You can I'm not picking on soccer. I can go to some inner city places,
Hmm.
more urban areas or rural areas of lower income. I could go find 18 girls from 12 years old, get them in a strength conditioning program, get them with a really good soccer coach, charge them no money. And at 15, 16 years old, I'll go smoke your top teams in the country
Hmm.
because these girls are just going to be 10 times more athletic. They might
Hmm.
not have all the soccer skill, They might not have all the basketball skill or whatever sport you want to talk about, but they just don't have access to what the high income people have.
Yeah.
Baseball's becoming like that. They're
All sports are
putting out
becoming like that.
yeah, right. Um,
Like I can't name a sport that isn't like that. It's so
Access is an issue.
expensive.
Yeah, access.
Absolutely. Like my youngest cousin, she's technically she's my cousin's daughter, so I guess that makes her my second cousin. But I don't want to know the amount of money they've spent on dance. She's in a recital or like a competition, and she's 11 going to like the Bahamas. Like,
That rings
I'm sorry, what?
that ranks right up there with putting your 8-year-old in a beauty pageant.
Yeah.
We got mental health issues in this country that are just beyond repair.
It's just crazy. It's just nothing like it used to be. I mean, I think dance has always been one of the sports that's more expensive, like cheerleading, because I mean, you do travel for those big competitions. It's a lot of money to pay for costumes and you have to change shoes so frequently and leotards and all that stuff. But the Bahamas at 11 to
Yeah.
compete, that's crazy.
The same buddy I told you guys earlier about is in the sports medicine side of a big hospital. We always share funny stories. And he says, "Hey man, I had a parent that came into the facility today. Kid's 11, and they want me to prepare him for 3 football prospect camps that the kid's going to travel to Dallas, Vegas, and Florida to do this summer. And they want me to work on all of his combine numbers so he can get a ranking with this U11 football program." I'm
Like
like, like what?
if you're the parent that said yes to that, like I don't feel bad for you when your kid quits. I don't. Because if you said yes to him being in 3 different states for the summer at 11, I don't feel bad for you because
Yeah.
you could afford it.
Those are the same parents that be like, I just don't I don't understand my kid's not taking it serious. I go, I don't want my 9-year-old to take anything serious,
It doesn't matter.
right? Like, I don't, what are we
What are we doing?
doing? What are we doing? It's comical. It's a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
Like, Gray, I know you don't have a lot of time, but this would be a great science experiment. Go hang out at a little league ballpark in the spring and or go, or even better, watch the documentary Trophy Kids.
hmm
It is, and this Trophy Kids was like 2011. It blows my mind. Like, it's a video about sports parents and golfer, tennis, basketball, a football dad berating their children to tears. And I'm just like, and one guy came back, they interviewed him a couple years later, and they're like, what's the relationship with your dad? He's like, well, I left. I now live with my mom, and I probably haven't talked to my dad in like 2 years. It's heartbreaking, man.
It's
Like, what
tough.
are you doing? What are you doing?
hmm Yeah. My parents were really hard on us through sports. So I get it. Really hard on us through sports.
But I mean, we're not creating identities through sports.
No, I mean, like, my parents were never like, you have to do this. This is all you're doing. But just on like the work ethic of sports,
Dude, I
very
had
tough
a
on us.
family one time in jujitsu. They brought their kid in to open mat. Kid was like 16, long rangy kid, good at jujitsu, 16-year-old kid at jujitsu. And the parents like, yeah, we're going to bring him down here to y'all and roll because, we're having a hard time getting my kids good rolls at a school. Anytime somebody says that, I'm like, oh my God, they think their kid's great. Meanwhile, like everybody completely trashed this kid and he almost didn't tap a few times with his ego and almost had his arm broken. To the point where like my buddy had him in like an arm bar. It was fully extended. The kid's not tapping. And my buddy looks at me and I went like, you got a decision, let it go or break it. What are we gonna do? Like, does this kid sign the waiver? Family signed the waiver, rip it off. And they're like, yeah, this is their last year and taking school. We're moving to Atlanta to a gym, and we're gonna homeschool him and fully invest in his jujitsu career at 16. I'm like, jujitsu career? Do you know how many broke jujitsu people are out there, dude? Like tournament. I'm like, what do you mean a career? Like, that's not. He's not even that good.
That's like I feel like that's the kind of people you hear about all the time though. Like I definitely remember kids from high school that would like move schools or move programs or whatever for like their slightly above average kid.
Oh, you see it now all the time, especially in
Yeah, they're just I'm like,
the
okay, it'd be
one-time
one
transfer
thing.
rule. The one-time
Yeah.
transfer rule is disgusting for sports. You got kids being like, "Well, I'm going to go there because that guy said I can go there and he'll get me some Division One offers." No, he can't. He can't. Like they're all over the place. Coach is not fair to my kid. He's keeping my kid down. He's overshadowed by other players and he's not getting what he deserves.
Yeah. I saw that happen a lot in high school too.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, do you know how competitive male football coaches are? They'd play the spawn of Satan at quarterback if they thought it could win in football games.
Hmm.
Like, what are you talking about? Right? And it's just, I don't even have the conversation anymore. I'm like, sweet.
Okay. Yeah. It's crazy. The whole culture is crazy. I had a kid in high school that was one of my guy friends that literally drove from Greenville to Columbia to play. You're like, because you're not getting enough playing time? I'm sorry, what?
I know families that drive 2 hours back and forth multiple days per week
Yeah.
just to take their kid to the lacrosse travel program that promised them a D1 offer. I'm like, no. I was like, no, I know what college athletes look like at 16 years old. That's not one of them. I'm sorry. Right. You know, the best thing you can sometimes tell a family and a kid is that they're not playing because they're not good enough.
Correct.
The other person's better.
Hmm.
My kid doesn't, boys not a kid, the other person's better. And they don't want to hear it. Well,
Yep.
you saw that in private training all the time, where I worked in private training for so long that people would switch programs because the other sports training place told the parents that if you work with me for 6 months, I can get you a Division One offer. I'm like, they can't. Your kid's 5'7", 130 pounds.
You gotta have to be a real standout for
Yeah,
that.
unless your kid grows 6 inches and gains 40 pounds, they're not. And then that person's going to blame somebody else and that they screwed your kid, and it's not their fault.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, you're paying $400 a month for a promise. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I love to talk about it because it's interesting. It all ties together.
Yeah. All right, guys. I don't even know what episode this is.
70 something.
70 something on our fast forward track to 100.
No, we're gonna have to celebrate for 100. We have to do something
Yeah.
cool.
We got to do like, Seinfeld did their 100 episodes. The Seinfeld 100th episode was nothing but like 2 or 3 minute clips of all their famous,
Of the other ones.
their best ones so far. And we can pull in some really good ones and do like get on here and find
Yeah.
like 10 clips of like the best moments.
Yeah, we
Right?
totally could.
Go from there. All right, great.
All
We'll
right.
talk. Bye.
Bye.